We're back in the studio. I love coming in here. I always look forward to it. It's a highlight of my fortnight. You know that.
Thank you. Same here. Same here.
Get to catch up and talk all things SA produce, what's filling the shelves of our local fruit and veg stores. So what a great way to spend half an hour. And with your wonderful listeners and to the people that are watching on Facebook Live, hello. Thank you for tuning in as well.
And if you're enjoying this sunny day, surprisingly, because we were expecting a lot of rain this week, if you're enjoying it, wind back, take a seat, and for the next half an hour, just listen to us because we're going to save you some money. We're going to support local growers, and in about 10 minutes, you get to win a prize. But before we get to that, what's new? What's new, Penny?
So I wanted to talk about this. Last week we launched the horticultural blueprint for South Australia. So the horticulture industry in South Australia is a $4.2 billion sector.
Wow.
So we kind of contribute a little bit to the South Australian economy.
A tiny bit.
A tiny bit. So we do have a horticultural coalition, which is a collection of all the industry groups of the growers. So we have, Citrus SA, we have the olive oil people, we have Apple and Pear Growers Association, fruit producers, all the industry associations collectively come together on a group called the Horticultural Coalition. And the coalition kind of represents the state's horticultural industry when we need to be doing government lobbying or planning or when we're reacting to any incidents or crisis. So it's a great organisation. So what they've done recently is got together and created a plan which we call our blueprint, which is essentially the strategy for horticulture in South Australia over the next decade, because it doesn't just
change.
We need to be aware of things so we can, look at government funding and, what things we need to be doing, what planning we need to be doing. So at the moment, like the industry actually supports over 3,500 businesses and more than 40,000 jobs in South Australia.
Wow.
So we're definitely a significant contributor. So the strategy basically calls on a collaboration between all the industry partners, between all of the industry and with government. And we actually launched it at Parliament House last week, which was a bit exciting.
Yeah, I did see some photos on your Facebook page, actually.
You didn't see the behind the scenes ones. I might have, we were actually in the original speaker's room, or I'm not even sure what the room was called, but there was a very old chair in there. And I might have sat on it and taken a little sneaky photo.
Did you see what happened I think in Verona, two people sat on Van Gogh's chair and broke it?
I did see that. I did not break the chair. If the chair in the Speaker's House at Parliament House has broken, it was not me at all. So, but we were hosted by Primary Industries Minister Claire Scriven, who invited us in, and there were about 50 representatives from the industry and members of Parliament that came together. And what we actually did to launch a blueprint is we actually put together these bags, of which I think is the South Australia in a bag, essentially. And it went out to all the parliamentarians and invited them along to the event. So we have contributions from like Kangaroo Island olives, Kangaroo Island's olive oil, we've got pistachio nuts, we've got what else have we? We've got Ashton Valley juice, we've got an orange and a mandarin because it's citrus season, of course, an apple and a pear. So a little bit of something representing all of the industry. And we actually sent these out to all of the parliamentarians and invited them along. We also put on a great display of produce. Thornton Park Produce were very generous and gave me some beautiful greens that I got to put on display in there, along with everyone else. And in fact, Thornton Park Produce, here's a spoiler alert, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have a special guest come and join us in the studio. So we're looking forward to Anthony Diazzo, who's a young grower, very active in the South Australian horticultural community. And we're going to have him coming next time as well. So we had all of his produce on display. And so look, it's a significant thing that we do. The blueprint only comes out every 5 to 10 years. This is our strategy for the next 10 years. And we want to, the strategy actually outlines that the sector wants to grow to be a $6.2 billion industry.
So we're looking at a $2 billion improvement, yeah?
$2 billion
in 10
improvement
years.
in the next decade.
Wow.
So it's a bit of a stretch, but, and obviously, the industry has had lots of challenges over the last few years, and, there's lots of labour costs and declining consumption of fruit and vegetables by Australians, which is a challenge as well. So there's lots of challenges, but we're a resilient bunch and we think we'll get there.
We are.
It's worth having a goal to look forward to and do that.
And whoever got this pack can possibly be the richest person on earth, because pistachios are actually... a very hot item at the moment. There's a shortage due to Dubai chocolate.
I know.
Which I heard.
I should have maybe we should have auctioned them off. See who wants the pistachios.
But this was we were talking about this on air, and obviously this is your field. You know way more than me about this. But
I don't know if I know much about nuts, but I'll give it a crack.
No, but well. But
Did you like that?
But this was foreseen, with this Dubai chocolate, and everything's got pistachio these days. So, if you actually able to get your hands on these goodie bags which is gonna be given as a giveaway by Pick a Local, Pick a SA, you might be rich. You might be rich.
You could absolutely
pistachios and almonds. But it's important because, as you were saying, you support our economy. 4.2 billion is a lot in our economy, and to make it to 6.2 billion is a big target.
Yes.
So and there's a lot at stake, but also there's a lot to consider. As you said, there's not just about consumers. There's climate change and all of that. I think that comes into the big mix.
And even like weather events. I mean,
Correct.
The industry absolutely has been hit with some weather events over the years. I mean, I've been working for Pick a Local, Pick a SA for the last 6 years, and we've had bushfires, hailstorms, all this crazy stuff, frosts that have ruined crops, and you just see all this resilience by our growers, floods as well. Like there's so much that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think growers are very resilient. They're, the backbone of South Australia. We're feeding the nation. It's very important what we're doing. But we also have to be sustainable, and the blueprint also talks about the sustainability of the industry and the sustainability of the supply chain as well. So it was quite a big milestone in the horticultural industry here in South Australia, and I thought it would be amiss of me not to mention it here today.
Allora, con Penny parliamo ovviamente di orticoltura. Questa iniziativa, The Blueprint, è un'iniziativa che racchiude tutti gli rappresentanti dell'orticoltura del Sud Australia, un'industria che porta nelle casse del nostro governo 4,2 milioni di dollari, e l'obiettivo per questa industria, che ovviamente supporta 3.500 business in Sud Australia e più di 40 lavoratori, è di arrivare a 6,2 miliardi fino al 2035. Quindi cerchiamo anche noi di fare la nostra piccola parte e di supportare questo settore. Having said that, we do have a giveaway this week, as we always have.
As we always do. I started a trend that I just can't stop. I have to come in with a giveaway. And we thought your listeners are just important as the members of Parliament that received this bag. So we thought, why not give them what we gave to the members of Parliament? So we've got this beautiful goodie bag. We've got KI olives, we've got olive oil, pistachios, almonds, Ashen Valley juice, apple, pear, orange, mandarin, as well as a Pick a Local, Pick a SA shopping bag. So when you go and do your shopping at your local fruit and veg shop, you can take the bag with you, and they know that you're a supporter of the program and of horticulture in South Australia. So if you would like to win this bag, you just need to call 8340-7700 when we go to the song, not before, and just name one of the items.
Just one.
Just one of the items that we've got in this beautiful bag, and you can come and collect it and take it home.
Abbiamo un ottimo regalo oggi per voi. 8340-7700. Penny vi ha dato una lista di items di questo goodies basket. Chiamate adesso 8340-7700 per vincere. 8340-7700 per portarvi a casa questo bel goodies basket. Noi torniamo tra pochissimo con Pick a Local, Pick a SA. We have a call. Stay with us with Radio Italiana 531. Bentornati live con Radio Italiana 531 e il nostro segmento Pick a Local, Pick a SA. Congratulations, Palma!
Congratulations! We have a new winner this week. It's so good to get new listeners that are winning. And the phone is blowing up. It has to be because of the pistachios.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Speaking of Palma, big news of the week. We are going to broadcast from the Cairns Italian Festival. Speaking of palms, because there's a lot of palms in Cairns.
Wow.
So we are going to be in Cairns at the end of July. And news of yesterday, this is a big spoiler. We are going to do the 5 Dock Italian Festival in August and the Mornington Peninsula Italian Festival this year. So Radio Italiana is everywhere this year.
Oh, they are
everywhere.
on tour. Do you need to
Everywhere.
carry your bags? Do you need me to come and do the monthly segment from Cairns? I would love to do that.
Maybe. And at the end of this show, Penny and I, with the lovely team of Pick a Local, Pick a Say, we'll talk about the Royal Show because that's coming up very quick.
To get you there
so
again.
we will definitely organize a show from there. But before we get to that, what's in season, Penny?
Let's talk about what's in season, because this is why we come in. It's about telling you what to fill your basket with, what's filling the shelves of your local fruit and veg shop. It's great for nutrition. It's great for the economy. It's great for your savings in the basket. And with the cost of living crisis, everyone wants to fill their basket as cheaply as possible, but with goodness. So, fruits growing in South Australia at the moment. Lemons. Great to have a glass of lemon water every day. It's really good boost for your immune system. Everyone's feeling it from the colds and etc. So do yourself a favour, grab some South Australian glowing lemons and just give yourself a glass of lemon water every day. Rhubarb's in really good supply at the moment. Did you know it's good for bone health? You know, there's some fruit and vegetables that kind of look like our body parts, and they're good for those body parts.
It's like the owners that look like their dog. Or the dog that look like their owners, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, it is.
Yes and no. But
I've been saying that my family's dog looks like my nonna, and everyone laughs at me. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Well, rhubarb looks like our legs, our bones, our arms. It is good for your bones. It's like walnuts look like brains, and they're really good for your brains as well. So great.
What about pistachio?
Well, I don't know. It's a nut, not a fruit. So, you know. But rhubarb's really good for comforting pies during winter. So you can just imagine at night time sitting down to a rhubarb and apple pie with a bit of custard, a bit of ice cream, add some sugar in there. Tangelo started this week. I love citrus season because sometimes people think about citrus and they just think mandarins and oranges.
That's it.
But there is
more.
So much, and you'll find throughout citrus season when I'm coming in, I'll be telling you about new varieties that are arriving. So a Tangelo is actually a mandarin grapefruit cross. So it's actually the juiciest of the citrus. So you're after something with a lot of juice. Tangelo is what you're after because it's got less flesh and more juice, but can be a little bit tart. So it's not as tart as a grapefruit, but it can be a little bit tart. Bit tart. And then I was excited to hear that Sumo mandarins are in. These are actually my hand-down favourite mandarin. Sumo. They also are called decapons, so you may know them by that name as well, but they're quite large. And the reason why they're called sumo is that they have this distinct knot on the top.
Because you become a sumo fighter if you eat it.
Exactly. So, and they're actually the sweetest of the mandarin varieties. So they sometimes can be mistaken for an orange because they're quite large. But yeah, if you see them, do yourself a favour and try one because you will not be disappointed. People wait for these to come. They've hit the market.
I know the one you're talking about with the little. We call it tuppo.
Tuppo.
You know, have you ever had in Italy? You're going soon. Have you ever had the brioche, the bread with ice cream inside?
No.
Okay, maybe try that when you go to Italy next time. Exactly. Those little panini have the tuppo on top. They have the little cap, like a sumo, but they've got nothing to do with sumo. Now, if you eat a lot of those, you definitely become a sumo fighter.
Well, I don't want to do that.
More than mandarins. More than mandarins.
Maybe they'll have mandarin gelato. Do they
have
that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that would be good. I'll put that on the list of things to do. All right, let's talk about vegetables. Now, carrots. Have you seen the viral carrot salad?
No.
Oh, come on. Where have you been, Marco? It's trending at the moment. So it's very similar to the cucumber trending salad that was going around, but it's carrots. So I love this. I love a new way to eat your produce. So what you do is you actually ribbon the carrots and then you add some spring onion and coriander. You don't have to do coriander. I know you don't like it. And then Asian sauces. So like soy, sesame, rice wine vinegar, sesame seeds, shake it up, mix it all up. And it's beautiful. It's a great way. And, you know, carrots are really good for skincare.
Yes.
So we were talking in the office the other day that instead of like popping pills and doing all this stuff, you should eat your skincare. Do you like that? That's my new phrase. Eat your skincare. Do you love it? Do you love it? Yeah, I can tell you love it. So we should all be eating our skincare, and a great way to do that is carrots because they're really good for collagen production. So trust me, you'll be. So let me tell you this: if you do the ribbon carrot salad, you'll be trending. So you'll be like on trend.
Viral on TikTok.
You can go viral on TikTok, but also your skin will love you for it. So let's get on it.
But it doesn't mean it needs. Okay, what you're saying, we need to eat it. We don't have to put like cucumber on our eyes.
No,
when you see those commercials that you put.
And you don't need like expensive pills, etc. You just need carrots.
That's
Absolutely.
That's it. This looks like more like tagliatelle, in my opinion. But
it does,
that's okay.
actually. So yeah, you should definitely give that a try. It's a great tasting salad. Also in vegetables, red cabbage are in good supply at the moment. We might all be familiar with the green variety, but the red variety is also grown here in South Australia in good supply. So good for salads because you can kind of mix up the colour of your salads, but you can also make cabbage steaks. Have you ever had a cabbage steak?
No.
And if it's a red one, then impress your guests. Do a cabbage
And you say it's
steak.
Meat, Wagyu cabbage. It's Wagyu cabbage.
You can roast it and then you can top it with things and put a bit of sriracha and a bit of stuff on top and maybe some walnuts, some pistachios.
No, pistachios, none.
Some pomegranate seeds on top. Anyway, something different.
A lot of colour. Yeah,
a lot of colour. Yeah. Parsnips, fresh. I had a fresh box delivered to me from Verassi's farm yesterday. Parsnips are in season. They're not around for a long time, but they're a good time. So they can be roasted, added to curries, made into soup with cauliflower. So
soup time.
Yeah, soup time, absolutely. And spring onion, really good supply of that. I'm loving spring onion at the moment. You know what I do? When I buy it, I bring it home and I chop it up and I put it into a container and I just use it in everything throughout the week. So it's one thing the way we're declining the consumption of our fruit and veg, and just the simple thing of adding a handful of spring onions into whatever you're eating.
And changes everything.
Will just add a little bit of vegetable into your diet, and it's so easy and it just adds a little bit of flavour.
If you add coriander in any of my dish, that goes straight to the bin.
Well, we won't be doing that.
No thanks.
And I thought I'd also give a shout out this week to potatoes. Did you know that in
shout out
to potatoes? Because we grow 38% of Australia's supply of potatoes come from South Australia.
Yeah.
Like we are the potato capital of Australia, so we should be supporting it. And the Potato USA actually did a lot of research on potatoes of them being a performance fuel for athletes. So so they contain carbs, which we also know, but they also contain vitamin C, potassium and protein, which are really good for performance, recovery and preparation as well.
So mashed potato is good for you?
Mashed potato is good for you. Maybe not if you put like a bucket load of butter and cheese and stuff into it, but have you ever had mashed potato with spring onion in actually?
I had,
That's
but
really good, really good. Add some onion into your mashed potato. You will not regret
anything with spring onion is good. Milk.
Which is what?
Milk and spring onion and biscotti.
Oh, well, you add biscotti to anything and it's going to be good,
Correct.
right? You might not be able to taste the spring onion if you put the biscotti.
No.
I'm not going to try that one. I will let you.
We could do a challenge one day and put it on our socials. What's the weirdest combination you can try?
Yeah. It's funny. I've been watching a little bit of MasterChef and I'm loving watching our brand ambassador, Callum Han, on MasterChef at the moment. And he comes up with some very weird and wacky combinations, but they always seem to taste really good. It's bizarre. I love it.
But we don't get to taste it though.
No, we don't. But we can, we can imagine it.
Yeah,
you have
we
to
can
go to
eat it with our eyes.
You can try it at home.
Yeah.
It's like when I put pomegranates on my mushroom tacos the other week.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. I'm all about the mixing the flavors in.
Watch out with mushrooms these days, because I've been at home a lot in the last month looking after little Jasmine, and I've been watching the news and the mushroom trial.
Yes, I know,
it's been on the news.
She foraged them. She didn't buy them from a store.
I know.
So let's all remember that. Let's not bash the mushroom.
We are not.
We are not going to do that.
Oh, so, be careful if you have that lady. With the no, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna go there.
let me leave you with a positive note on our fruit and veg. I must tell you actually, and I forgot to say this when I was talking about fruits. I tried this other thing that we saw on TikTok, and it was mandarin sorbet.
Oh, what?
And essentially, all I did was freeze my mandarin. I segmented
peeled.
it. Yes, peel.
Okay. No.
Peel your mandarin and break it apart a little bit, and then freeze it, and then just put it into a blender.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, the only mistake I did is that I put a mandarin that had seeds. That wasn't. That wasn't so great.
But you can't feel it though, can you?
Yeah, you could taste it a little bit. So the second time I did it with a seedless mandarin. Oh my gosh, you don't need to add anything else. You just blend the frozen mandarins.
How many though? For one drink?
Well, it's not a drink, it's a sorbet.
Yeah, so maybe for a glass, maybe
couple.
two.
So the other thing is if whoever gets this box of mandarins, Palma, she could eat half of them fresh, or he, eat half of them fresh and then freeze the others and try. I would love to know how they go. See, I
want to blend a sumo mandarin now.
A sumo mandarin. I'm going to do that tonight. All right, so that's it for fruit and vegetables.
I'm going to try that.
There is plenty in there. We're running out of time, or is the clock wrong? We're nearly
we're running out of time. But good news is if you are around the Tony and Mark store on Tuesdays, they're running a 10% off campaign if you are an RAA member.
Yeah, I think that's great. You are.
I am.
Am I actually. I know. I just want to go in there and get the 10% discount on Tuesday. So happy Tuesday shopping. So there's plenty of Tony and Mark stores around. There's 8 of them around South Australia.
There's a new one in Port Adelaide, if I'm not wrong.
It's coming in September, I believe. So I'm sure you've got a Tony and Mark's near you. So if you do, and you're an REA member, head in on a Tuesday. Buy some mandarins and go home and make some mandarins with them.
I think Palma is calling, by the way. I have this feeling she's ringing up to ask about the mandarins.
Okay.
I was going to ask what's happening with the Retailer of the Year. Are we going to win or is that too early?
No, not yet. We still have 2 weeks left. So thank you for reminding me. Shop and Win is happening at our local fruit and veg stores at the moment. It's a 10-week campaign. Every week you shop, upload your receipt, go into the draw to win a $200 voucher for your local store. We have given the last few weeks since we've been in, we gave away prizes at Handorf Fruit and Veg, and this week it was Chanella's. So we've still got 3 more prizes to award, but also every time you enter, it's a vote for your local store to be named Retailer of the Year. So get into your local store, give them a vote, and it will probably still be another 4 weeks before we announce, but head in and vote now. It's very, very important. Your local store wants to win. We want a South Australian store to win as well. Because this is a national competition, remember. There's over 500 stores nationally that are involved, and we want South Australia to be number 1. I do know that in the top 10 at the moment, we have at least 5 South Australian stores.
You can check the...
I might have a little bit of inside information.
You're bribing people with pistachio.
Exactly. You're going to make it work. But yes, and we would love to have a South Australian store win. So if you are in it and you see a Shop and Win, get your receipt, upload, vote for your local store, and hopefully I'll be back here letting everyone know that a South Australian store has won that. But also you can win a $200 prize and buy lots of pistachios.
Yes.
And mandarins.
If you find any. Detto questo, grazie Penny, un sacco di prodotti in stagione. I want to stress this. Tony and Mark's every Tuesday is doing 10% off if you're an RAA member. RAA is South Australian, so I guess a lot of our listeners are RAA members, like us too. Big shout out to RAA. But if you're an RAA member, just present your card and you get 10% off on your shopping. Is that correct? Or not the whole shopping?
I believe so.
I'm going to call
Unless Tony and
Nadia.
Mark's want to tell me that's wrong, but
I'm going to call Nadia. I'm going to do it on Tuesdays.
Absolutely. Why not? Get in
Grazie
there.
Penny. I'll see you in 2 weeks with our guest.
Thank you very much. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Remember, look for the red picker, local picker, so sign, buy in season, support local, support our economy. Thank you for having us. We love coming in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Ciao.